everybody. I know it's been a while, but today I'm going to be doing a reminiscent video. Turn off the TV real quick. It will be a reminiscent video on the year 2011. Probably my favorite year of my life, to be honest. It was really nostalgic, I'm not gonna lie. So let's just recap what happened in 2011. So, well, there were eventful things that happened in 2011. There was, what was still going on around that time? Let me look it up. I'm trying to remember. The president was different at that time. Back then it was Obama. Gas prices were a little bit cheaper, I'd say. Let's see. Which war was it? It was one of the wars ended. I think it was Iraq, Afghanistan, or something else. Yeah, it was like the war that went on from like 2003 to 2011. I forgot what it was called. It was probably Iraq, Afghanistan, yeah. Yeah, that happened. What else? TV, I mean, Cartoon Network was already downhill at that point in 2011. But, I mean, you had like a good premiere at that time. I remember 2011, Amazing World of Gumball premiered. That was a great show. That was my childhood, honestly. I love that show. Yeah. There was also a regular show back in 2011. Another nostalgic show. That was the craze on Cartoon Network back then. What else was another show that was pretty popular around that time? Oh yeah, and Nickelodeon, there was iCarly and Victorious. Big Time Rush, I didn't really like it that much though. I'd say, yeah, Nick wasn't as good as it was like probably like 10 years before, but I wasn't even alive that time, so I don't really know. Yeah, Nick, I mean, better than nowadays Nick is pretty much dead. There was the Loud House, but that was way after 2011. But yeah, TV was still decent, I guess. Boomerang was still at its golden age, I'd say. Yeah. Still airing Hanna-Barbera and stuff like that. Good stuff. Cartoon Network, like I said, it was definitely better than it was in the late 2000s. Especially in 2009 with that whole live action crap. You know? And they started canceling all the cartoons to replace it with live action. Yeah, that phase was starting to die out around this time. So yeah. What else? I miss about 2011. Toys R Us was still alive, I guess. It didn't close yet. It wouldn't close until like 7 years later, so yeah. Chuck E. Cheese still had its old logo, which I miss so much. Doritos still had its old logo back in 2011. So yeah, that too. We still had the old Mayan calendar back in 2011 before it ended in 2012. So yeah, that also happens. Blu-ray's popular in this time. It starts replacing DVD. I'd say it started around like 2008, 2009 personally. Yeah. And also about 2011 I like. The Wii, the Xbox 360, and the PS3 was very nostalgic consoles, I guess. Especially the Wii. I used to have a Wii. And I would play like Mario Bros. Wii. What else would I play? I'm trying to think. WWE 12 I used to play a lot on the Wii. Pretty nostalgic. What else? I kind of wish I had Mario Kart Wii, but I didn't. Also, there was the DSi, and this was the year the 3DS came out, which was pretty nostalgic. Yeah, 3DS, I still have it, luckily. I'm not giving it away. I'm keeping it forever. Because it has a lot of fucking memories on it, so why would I want to give away something that's really memorable? You know? Also, 2011, Rio came out. A really good movie. I liked it. Angry Birds was still popular in 2011. Fred was still popular in 2011. As Fred 2 Night of the Living Fred came out in 2011. That was a funny movie. Yeah. It was like a sort of a Halloween version of the first Fred movie. But I'd say it was improved with funnier dialogue, I guess. And they did parody the Babysitter's a Vampire song that was pretty popular around that time, which was pretty good. YouTube was still at its golden age, I'd say. Yeah. YouTube was way better in 2011. You know, I'm not just the logo, I'm talking about the quality of YouTube in general. YouTube felt like way more simplistic and fun going back then than it is now, you know. Or now it feels corporate as shit and stuff. Yeah. That's what happens when the elitists take over YouTube. They fuck things over. But yeah. That's basically the main reason why YouTube sucks is because, yeah, I think I already did a video on that, but yeah. YouTube was still really good in 2011. It was still at its golden age. Peak age, whatever, you know. I'd say around this time, or it was probably around 2010, Fred stopped making videos in his main channel. So, yeah. He made daily videos on his channel from like about 2008 to 2010, I think. And then 2011, he basically abandoned his old channel. And there was a kid version of Fred who sucked ass. It was like, you know, I'll give you a good example. It was like in the Ace Ventura movie, where the adult Ace gets replaced by the kid Ace. And the kid Ace basically screws things over. That's basically what happened. Yeah. 2011. Also, I miss about 2011. Getting wrestling toys. I used to get like The Miz, Rey Mysterio, John Cena, The Undertaker, Eddie Guerrero, all the wrestlers, basically. I used to have a little ring set, and I have the wrestlers fight in the ring. That was pretty fun. And then 2011, I got this SpongeBob toy on a trip to Dubai. I wish I kept it, but you know, I left it in Long Island, unfortunately. So yeah. What else? Yeah, I do miss the Dubai trip in 2011. That was pretty nostalgic. It had like this big mall with like this little carnival in the area in the mall. It was pretty good. What else I miss about 2011? Gas prices were slightly cheaper than they are now, I guess, because there was slightly less inflation back then, so you could basically go around and get more for your bargain, I guess. Unlike now where shit's just fucking skyrocketing. The prices are like skyrocketing each year. They're going steadily up. Well, they used to, but now it's going like sky high. So yeah, gotta watch out for that. What else? About 2011. Oof. I just miss the vibes of 2011. It still felt a little bit like the 2000s a bit. This was the last year before smartphone zombies truly took over. Although smartphone popularity, I mean, I learned that like smartphones were even a thing in like the 2000s. Texting and driving is not a new thing, you know. But I mean, it became more apparent around the 2010s, of course. But yeah. 2011, what else happened? Oh yeah, Osama bin Laden died in 2011. Yeah, he was one of the leaders of Al Qaeda. Yeah, and there was a con about 2011 as well. There was the Arab Spring, which started in 2010. December 2010 to be exact. So it was basically rampant throughout all of 2011. So yeah, I guess that's one flaw about 2011. Steve Jobs died that year. He was the creator of the iPhone. So without him, I wouldn't have this device I'm recording on right now. Then, I guess, yeah. What else? About 2011. Oh yeah, Nicktoons used to air like Dragon Ball GT on there. That was really good. And also, oh yeah, 2011 there was the Guitar Hero craze, where everyone played Guitar Hero. It was also popular in Dave & Buster's at that time, so yeah. Emo culture was still popular in 2011. You know. What else? About 2011. TV commercials were better. That's for sure. I mean, look at the Nerf commercial from 2011 and then look at one from like the 2020s. You're gonna see a big fucking difference, you know. It's like in 2011 they put more effort into the, you know, commercials and shit. And I remember the Respective Pouch Respected commercial with Capri Sun. That commercial was iconic. That was back in around that time, I guess, you know. And what else? This was slightly before I got the DSi and the 3DS. I still had my PSP at the time. I used to play SpongeBob Yellow Adventure on there. Pretty good game. Yeah. What else? 2011. I missed. Oof. Cars looked more simplistic, I guess, in 2011 than they do now. There was less robotic cars back then than there are now. Although the auto cars were sort of starting around that time, especially around the late 2010s. Not so much around the early 2010s. It kind of felt different. Felt more 2000s-ish than 2010s-ish, if you ask me. So yeah. I'd say 2012 is when you start feeling more 2010s, I guess. Or no, not 2012. 2013, in my opinion. Because Teen Titans Go and shit like that starts airing. So yeah. What else? Also, 2011. Flip phones are still slightly popular, but they're starting to die off. It's starting to become very noticeable, especially, I mean, slightly before 2011, where in 2010, you know, the smartphones started to become slightly popular and shit, so yeah. Yeah, and the quality in 2011 is basically like the late 2000s, so yeah. Same quality, basically. It's like copy and paste late 2000s, so yeah. Uh, 2011 was the first full year with Cartoon Network and its new logo that they still use today. They got rid of the, what was it called? I would just assume it's the CN City Cartoon Network logo. Yeah, they got rid of that in 2010. It was around the second half of 2010, I think. Or the first half of 2010, I don't remember. No, I think first half of 2010 they still had that old logo. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This logo. That logo right there, yeah. That's the logo I'm talking about. Yeah, they got rid of that around 2010, I think. Yeah, they got rid of it around 2010. 2011, of course, was the last full year of the old Mayan calendar before it ended in December 21st, 2012. So, yeah. That's why, like, things have felt weird since December 22nd, 2012, I guess. That's why, yeah. It makes sense, yeah. Like, things started changing around that time for some reason. Or maybe it's just me. Yeah. This was around the time when Markiplier started YouTube. I guess Smosh was at its peak around this time, I guess, yeah. I'd say around 2008 to 2013 was their peak, personally. What else? Any other YouTubers I can mention? Oh yeah, Tobuscus was popular in 2011. Yep, iconic YouTuber. PewDiePie, he was just starting out around this time. I wouldn't say he was at his peak yet. His peak was like 2013, I'd say. That's just me, this was slightly before GTA 5, so in 2011, the main GTA game was GTA 4. So yeah, that's another thing to note, yep. Mario Kart 7 came out for the 3DS. It was an alright game. I didn't really like it that much. I'd say the DS version was better. Yeah. And what else in 2011? Phineas and Ferb Across the 3D Dimension movie came out, or Third Dimension movie, whatever. 3-dimensional, whatever the fuck, came out. It was pretty good, yeah. Pretty nostalgic. It's about 2011. Disney XD was good. Disney Channel was good. It had Jessie. I think Jessie premiered in 2011. That was pretty nostalgic. So, what else premiered in 2011? I'm trying to think about. I think that's all that covers for. Oh yeah, the Looney Tunes show. Shit, the Looney Tunes show. Yeah, I remember that. That was in 2011. Yeah, really nostalgic. This was the year before the 2012 re-election, I guess. So yeah. Also the year before the leap year and the end of the world conspiracy, stuff like that. Yeah. Angry Grandpa was around at that time. He unfortunately passed away in 2017. But his videos were pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. What else? About 2011. I'm trying to think. This was the year before Gravity Falls came out, so Gravity Falls did not exist yet. And I guess this was the year before the MCU really took off. I think it started taking off with the 2012 Avengers movie, so I guess, like, yeah. There was the fucking Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds, and that movie fucking sucked, I'm not gonna lie. That movie was crap. I did not like it. It was pretty shit. The Uncharted games were still popular in 2011. Very nostalgic. Music was pretty bad. Yeah. But not as garbage and nihilistic as it is now, though. So, yeah. There were still some decent songs, I guess. There was a Rolling in the Deep, which is really good. I like that song. So, yeah. What else was another good song I'm trying to think about? There was a song that was like, don't you worry, child. Something like that. Yeah, it was an alright song. I still prefer it over whatever's playing on the fucking radio nowadays. My goodness. The radio nowadays is fucking garbage. I mean, even the early 2010s, it wasn't really that good, to be honest. But yeah. I'd say radio hasn't been good since like the 90s, personally. Yeah. I should do a rant on radio music nowadays. Yeah, that would be a fun rant to do. Yeah. What else about 2011? Yeah. Adele was pretty popular around this time. Justin Timberlake, too. Rebecca Black and her song Friday was popular around this time. Or was Friday before 2011? I don't know, to be honest. That song sucked, though. I'll just be honest. I don't like that song. Justin Bieber was popular around this time. Overrated ass singer, I'm not gonna lie. I don't like him. Selena Gomez was popular. She's a pretty good singer, yeah. I liked her songs. Yeah. What else was another good song? Well, good singer. I'm trying to think. I think that's mostly what I can think about, yeah. Let me know what you think about 2011. That's just a long little thoughts video on 2011, as it's a very nostalgic year and a very big part of my childhood. Anyways, peace.